Hi, welcome back to part 2. First one on this section, Joe?
Prepping food takes time.
Yeah, I think one of the things I learned very quickly working with plant-based food is that there is a lot of prepping. I've had to make a routine for myself, so what I do when I get up in the morning, which is usually about 7:15, 7 o'clock, before I do anything else, I wash my hands and I prep everything I want to prep for that day. Joe preps his own food. I'm only talking about prepping mine. So if I want to make a slaw, if I want to cook some beans in the trusty Instant Pot, will you just show those beans really quickly, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just keep talking while you do that. Would you want to say what kind of beans they are?
These are black-eyed beans. They're all dry as well. That's why they look so small. We'd soak these overnight, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And red kidney beans. And chickpeas.
Or garbanzo beans, as the Americans call them.
Black beans.
Black beans or turtle beans. Now, all of these we soak overnight and we cook in the Instant Pot. And to be honest with you, what takes a couple of hours, I think, on the stove can take about 10 minutes in this. And we only bought this a couple of weeks ago and we're already like, why didn't we get one a long time ago? It's incredible. I mean, I can make a vegetable chilli in this in 6-7 minutes on the pressure cooker setting. It also has lots of other settings, like it's a slow cooker, like it's a steamer, like it's a rice cooker, a grain cooker. It's just brilliant. So we're really glad we bought it. So yeah, planning and prepping. So get up in the morning. If I want a fruit salad for that day, Joe will make me a big fruit salad with like mango and melon and golden kiwi and whatever fruits I want in. Like I wash my berries that I'm going to eat that day or get washed in the morning. Any vegetables get chopped, rice gets cooked, buckwheat gets cooked, everything. So that when we come back from our early morning walk, any food that we want for breakfast is ready to just bang, 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 put it together in 2 or 3 minutes. Likewise, lunchtime and in the evenings, bang, 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 put it together in 2 or 3 minutes. Because well, I don't mind prepping and washing up and stuff like that. Joe's the cook. He likes to cook. And his presentation is brilliant compared to mine. I tend to just throw it onto your plate. But I've had to learn about putting time into preparation and stuff. Because it's no good me saying at 1 o'clock, I want a slaw with my lunch. You know? It needs to be made and ready to go. It's no good me saying at 1 o'clock I want a jacket potato with my lunch. Don't like them done in the microwave. So the lovely Susan one and only taught me, put your oven on, fill it with potatoes, let them cool, bag each one up in a plastic bag, tie the bag, throw them in your freezer when they're cold. And I do that now. And I've always got a freezer drawer half full of sin-free jacket potatoes. So I'm not buying McCain ones and having to sin them anymore. There's no, because we don't use oil anymore, so there's no oil involved. And they're lovely. But I'll put my oven on and cook 8 or 12, or I might cook 8 jacket potatoes and 5 sweet potatoes. Then those things can stay in the fridge. You can keep jacket potatoes in the fridge for 3 or 4 days easily. I can keep sweet potatoes in the fridge as long as I don't seal the box for 3 or 4 days easily. And then I just literally peel them and eat the insides. And it's gorgeous. It smells like caramel, doesn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
The inside of a sweet potato. They're the kind of things I eat, but I have to be prepared. Because I can't decide at 1:30 that I want a sweet potato with my lunch. I've got to wait an hour for it if I need to put the oven on.
You've got to even have it in the house.
I've got to even have it in the house, so you have to shop. The thing about shopping, we thought being whole food plant-based would be cheaper. So we used to spend on average £180, £190 a week on grocery shopping, and in that would be a few household things. But what we decided to do was to shop with cash. And we take £140 a week, which is for 2 of us, so £20 a day. And we have this agreement on the last day of the week, anything that's left over, we split 50-50. This week we've got £6 left because we are buying fruit and veg, and amazing fruit and veg. Because we're not spending a fortune on meat anymore, we can be really extravagant with the fruit and veg. We can go organic when we want to, you know, and just the excitement of like, oh wow, they've got, I mean, my thing at the moment is golden kiwis. I absolutely adore them. If you've never had one, try them. They haven't got all the awful seeds in them and they're sweet. In fact, they're quite tropical, aren't they, Joe?
Yeah, I think they taste a bit like bananas.
Banana, yeah. So, but there is some amazing berries, and the cherries, king cherries that are around at the moment, and English cherries. I'm not going to whittle about paying more for things like that when I'm not buying meat and fish and cheese and stuff.
Well, we keep finding good stuff in the woods as well.
Yeah, I mean today got some plums that were £1.80 down to 45p.
And last week we got organic kiwis.
Yeah, for pennies.
Mm.
We never used to do that, but those things are on today's date and they'll get eaten today in our house because we don't tend to have stuff lying around. I mean, we went in Asda this morning and spent 65 quid on fruit and veg, and it'll all be gone by Friday because we shop Fridays and Tuesdays usually. But it's like food that gives me a thrill. And I used to get that thrill from the junk food. I used to get that thrill from the binging. Now I'm getting it from eating good food. Massively different. Next point, Joe.
Healthy extra A and B choices.
Yeah, I still have my healthy extra A and B choice. My healthy extra B choice is generally porridge. I have 50 grams, so I sin the extra 10 grams at 1.5 sins. Now, I've been a bit like this with milk for my A choice because I don't eat cheese and I'm not really bothered about having vegan cheese because the ones that I kind of liked, and I wouldn't say I loved them, were all made from coconut oil, which is a saturated fat, and I don't eat saturated fat anymore. Again, only my choice, not essential for everybody. But Joe's found me 1 or 2 milks that I like. Now, one of them, hemp milk, which I haven't got at the moment because Asda are out of it, is not a healthy extra choice, is it, Joe?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, I don't think it was. I think it's 1.5 sins for 100 mils. But it's nice. Very nice. I'm almost certain, I mean check it, but I'm almost certain it wasn't a healthy extra choice. But the one that we have found, the coconut milk, have you got it to show?
Yeah.
This is a healthy extra choice and it's one of those weird ones. This is 15 calories for 100 mils. So if you sin it, it's 1 sin for 100 mils. But you can have 400 mils for a healthy extra A choice or 3 sins, which I find. It's just one of those things. It doesn't, because it's 15 sins for 100 mils, it doesn't divide well. We're not going to start having 3/4 sins, are we? That I really like. And it's taken me probably 4 weeks total to get off sweetened coconut milk to where I find this unsweetened stuff like perfectly sweet enough. And the hemp milk is unsweetened. Now, I loved Alpro Professional coconut milk, you know, the sort of thing you get in Costa. But I was addicted to the sugar. That's how sick I am. You know, I really got myself into a situation where I was addicted to the sugar in it. So I wasn't wanting to have another coffee because I wanted the coffee. I was wanting to have another coffee because I wanted the sugar in the milk. And Joe, you really related to what I was saying and around porridge. You know, the more porridge I made with sweetened milk, the more porridge I wanted. Didn't want the porridge, I wanted the sugar in the milk. And it's taken me like 4 weeks to break that habit. So I feel so much better for that. But I do still have my healthy extras. Now, most of the time, I'm only having 1 A choice. I've got the freedom to have 2 if I want it. Some days I might. But I'm only having 1 A choice and 1 B choice, which is how I lost my weight in the first place. But what makes me smile, and I said it to my consultant yesterday, is for an A choice of this coconut milk, it's only 60 calories. And an A choice is generally 120 calories. So why don't they let you have more? We were saying, you know, that's just life. Suck it up, buttercup. You know? So I'm going with that one at the moment, £1.50 from Asda, and it's good. But their unsweetened soy milk is good too. And that's a new thing for me because I always had to have the sweetened one. So your taste does change. Yeah. Next point there.
Well, it was, there's a little bit more about that with the calcium.
Oh yeah. Go on then. Where do people get their calcium from? That's the other question. And I said to you earlier, people say, where do you get your protein from? The other question I get asked is, where do you get your calcium from? Well, kind of like the same place as the cows. I eat plants. I mean, cows don't, apart from when they're babies, they don't get milk. So beans.
And greens.
Yeah. greens and beans, basically, yeah?
Really good sources of calcium.
So if I'm eating beans every day, and I have a different bean every day, if I'm eating plants every day, then I'm getting plenty of calcium. Not lacking it at all. So they're the two questions. Where do you get your protein from? Where do you get your calcium from? And I think they're the most commonly asked questions of people who don't eat meat, because we all believe you've got to have milk to get calcium, and it's just not true.
Yeah, plus a lot of the dairy-free milks are calcium enriched.
Yeah, fortified with calcium. So you're not going to lose out if you don't drink cow's milk or goat's milk or sheep's or yak's or whatever other milk is on the market.
Cool. 3, vegetables, no need to fear free over speed.
Yeah, this is another confession on my part. I actually have got myself into a place with Slimming World where I would only opt for the speed fruit and the speed veg, because I kind of brainwashed myself into thinking these are the only ones you can lose weight with. I was terrified of eating carrots, as daft as it sounds. That's why now I make myself make slaws and I put carrots in them, because I just got to the stage where if somebody cooked me a dinner and put carrots on it, I'd leave them. Carrots are fattening. No, they're not.
It really annoys me how Slimming World do that. It really winds me up the wrong way.
Yeah, Joe really doesn't like the fact that fruit and veg is divided in that way, because people get, I honestly believe this, I've done it myself, you get to the stage where you dare not eat bananas, where you dare not eat pineapple, where you dare not eat mango, where at the time when blueberries were a free food, people were avoiding them. The day they made them a speed food, people dashed out and bought them. Blueberries had not changed, just Slimming World and their strange ways had changed, or their, well, I don't know, they could put it down under what the nutritionist says. But you're not going to get fat eating blueberries, you're not going to get fat eating pineapple. I firmly believe that some of the fruits, like kiwis, they're free, aren't they? Who is going to buy a punnet of 4 kiwis for £2 and obsessively peel every one of them and eat them? Who is going to, these fruits that are free fruits are the awkward ones. I tell you what stops me eating pineapple generally, the fact that you have to peel the bloody big thing. So you might buy pineapple in these ready-to-eat boxes. It's usually dry, it's usually woody. I don't like that. I do like a fresh pineapple, I don't like preparing it. I am never going to overeat on something like that. Mango, it's messy. I'm not going to eat 6 mangoes. I have all on persuading Joe to prepare one for me. So things like that. The one I would say that I have seen people fall foul of in group is grapes, because people will sit and eat a whole punnet of grapes. Now, if you're that greedy and you're that obsessive, then maybe you deserve a weight gain that week, because 400 or 500 grams of grapes for most people is a wee bit too much. But if you can set, it's just easy, isn't it? Hand to mouth food, hand to mouth food. I mean, they don't do blueberries in 400 or 500 gram punnets. They don't do raspberries very often in a bigger punnet than 400 grams. We bought cherries today in 400 gram punnets, but we wouldn't, like Joe won't sit and eat 400 grams, neither would I. We would share them.
Decently expensive to go.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
Well, no,
you'd be spending 20 quid if you were.
Yeah, if you're spending £3 or £4 for a punnet of cherries, you're not going to have one each, are you? Not in most households. You're not going to have one each. So I think it's common sense. Like today, what were we looking for? Papaya. They didn't have one, but we would share a papaya. We would share a mango. We would share a pineapple. I don't know if you even like pineapple, do you?
Yeah.
You do. We would share those things. We wouldn't just pig out on them.
And from what we've been learning in that Fibre Fuel book, every single unique and different fruit and vegetable has its own benefits, and the broader spectrum of colours and flavours you can eat, the better you're going to feel.
It's antioxidants.
Yeah, so if you're scared off from eating certain fruits and vegetables because Slimming World is deeming them as free food rather than speed food, it's doing yourself a real disservice.
Yeah, wobble your head like I did and say to yourself, Jane, you did not get to 22 stone eating pineapple, banana, mango or kiwi. You got to 22 stone going to the chippy and buying enough for 3 people, stuffing your face and then having 4 bars of chocolate and a pork pie. That's the difference. Don't think anybody has ever got to morbid obesity eating healthy fruit and vegetables. There aren't that many veg now, that free food veg. There are some, But I think people apart from me and my carrots, most people are more fearful about eating fruit. Now I must admit, if I buy bananas, I have to check myself. I'd only buy 2 or 3 at a time, because if I'm feeling compulsive, I could eat all 3 bananas. But I'm learning now that that's not the way to go. You can have another one tomorrow, Jane. Or, if you are genuinely still hungry after your lunch, it's fine to have another banana, even if you had one on your porridge. I'm not going to put stones on eating bananas. So I needed to really pull myself up, because I was getting my head into a real mess, defining the difference between free and speed like it was something magical. And I hear a lot of people talk about it as if speed is the magic. No, it's just low calorie density. And it's slightly lower. But you know, on some of the things, the calorie difference is very, very small. So it's not going to make us fat.
Yeah, it's like a kiwi. A kiwi is like 30 calories, but an apple is like 50.
And a kiwi's free and an apple's speed. That's nonsense. So what do, Joe? We eat the kiwis and the apples.
Yeah, plant-based diversity.
Plant-based diversity. You will not get fat eating kiwi fruit with a slice of pineapple and half a mango. It'll just be a delicious dessert. Next point.
For meat has cholesterol and no fibre. Whole food has fibre but no cholesterol.
This is something I'm sharing because it's something I only just learnt last week. Meat and dairy has cholesterol and no fibre. Whole foods have fibre and no cholesterol. You might say, why does that matter? Your body makes cholesterol. We all have as much cholesterol as we need, made by our own bodies. But when we're eating food that contains cholesterol, and we keep eating it and keep eating it and keep eating it, as well as our body's making it, that's what will push us up the cholesterol scale. That's what starts to fill up our arteries. That's when we start to get into trouble. That's when your doctor loves to prescribe statins, because they're paid to. It's part of their wages. It's part of the world as it goes round these days. I was put on statins at one point, way back, and oh my God, they made me feel so ill. So I went back to the doctors and I said, I can't take these. I feel like SH1T. I feel ill. I didn't feel ill before I came here and he told me I got high cholesterol of like 6 point something. But I feel like now I want to go back to bed and die. And he said, oh, it's all right, I'll give you a different one. And he gave me a more expensive one. I wish I could remember the names. The atorvastatin was one of them. Can't remember the other one. And you know what? I felt even worse. And I went back again and I said, I'm giving you them back. My doctor was lovely. I'm giving you them back because I would rather be dead than feel like I should be dead. You know? Now I have to be careful with my cholesterol because my dad had a really serious heart condition from me being in his 30s. My older brother has the same condition. 2 of my uncles have died of it. One of my aunties has died of it. So I've got to be like cholesterol aware. And I've come to this place where I realise the best way to get my cholesterol is currently just under 5. So that my dad's consultant says is fine. The heart consultant my dad was under says is fine. But he would like to see it lower. And I've come to the conclusion the best way to get it down is not to eat the stuff. Because if I don't drink alcohol, I'm not going to get drunk, am I? If I don't eat chocolate, I'm not going to get obsessive. If I don't eat cholesterol, I'm not going to get high cholesterol. My body can make as much as I need. I don't need to keep putting in the extra stuff. And I'm sure there are other people who have a greater understanding than I do of these things, because there are other people out there who will be being treated for high cholesterol. But I can't tell you, 5 years now without any cholesterol meds, without any blood pressure meds, because of Slimming World. And I want to keep it that way. I intend, when all this pandemic business is done with and we can readily make an appointment at our GP, I'm hoping somewhere October, November time to go to my GP, having been on a plant-based diet for 5 or 6 months, and say, test my cholesterol. You know, because I want to see what a difference it's made to eat this way. So that's why I have to tell myself, eat whole food, it's got plenty of fibre, that keeps your body healthy and ticking over. Avoid the meat, Jane, you don't need the cholesterol. Avoid the dairy, you don't need the cholesterol. I'm talking about my health and my lifestyle, and that's how I have to go at the moment. But you know what? it's the way I want to go, because I'm standing here in front of you today and I want to bounce up and down, because Joe will tell you I'm driving him mad. I have got so much energy, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
You leave home in the morning to go for a walk and you keep saying, for God's sake, slow down, wait, stop pulling. I just want to go.
Get ahead of yourself.
I do get ahead of myself and then I trip up. But honest to God, I mean, standing here, I feel like I'm high on something. I've never had this much energy in my life.
Oh, that's the thing as well. Like, personally, after meals, I always used to get really lethargic for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Like brain fog.
Yeah, like brain fog. I just didn't want to move. I just, like, it's almost like a hangover or like a... It was really weird, but that's totally gone now.
Totally gone.
Yes.
And he's been doing this exactly the same
amount of time. Yeah, after a meal, you feel full and satisfied, but you don't have that kind of brain fog to sort through. It's really a day and night difference.
Have you ever known me with so much energy?
No, you're doing great.
I just, honestly, God, I could just bounce up and down. I'm just like...
We're at 21 minutes, by the way.
Next point, where I bounce off the screen. Go on, next point.
5, supplements.
Supplements. Now, we've often been ones for buying multivitamins, and we've had all sorts of things over the years, haven't we? Tried different things, different remedies and different things. With some of the stuff that Joe's gone through in the last 3 years, and we've looked for solutions and found none until we've got to this place. And reading all of the books that I've read and studying all the stuff I've studied, what I realise now is we don't need multivitamins because we're getting what we need from our food. But what we do need is B12, vitamin B12, because that comes from animals. But primarily and originally it comes from the soil. It's like a microbe thing in the soil, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like a bacteria in the soil.
It's a bacteria in the soil. So the cow kindly eats or the sheep or the pig kindly eats it for you, and then it ends up in their gut, and then by eating meat you get your B12. Well, if you're not eating meat and dairy and stuff like that, you won't get that, and your body can't make it. And when we were kids in the 50s and you all played in the dirt and you rolled around on the ground and you went down the woods with your mates and stuff, we used to pick up our own. But we live in such a sanitised world today that it's just not there. We live with ultra cleanliness, don't we? So it's important, if you're going to be vegan or whole food, plant-based, to take a vitamin B12 supplement. And the other one that we see to be important for us is vitamin D3, which is not actually a vitamin, it's a hormone. And your body can make this, and it'll make it if you've been out in the sunshine and that. But the problem is, even on a day like today, today's the 7th of July and it's been being it down most of the day, and it's very grey outside. So even if you get out there in a t-shirt like I did this morning, the sun's rays are not very strong. You only need 15 minutes in good sunlight to make enough vitamin D. But when it's like this, so what we decided to do is take it through the winter and take it probably every other day or every third day through the summer, so that we've got enough. Because too much vitamin D is toxic. But I only learnt today that it's a hormone and not a vitamin. So they're the two things we think it's important. You may think differently, you may have different ideas, you may take different supplements. But biotin. You can take biotin for hair, skin and nails. But what we were careful to do is we bought them from a good place on Amazon, and we bought ones that were vegan friendly. So you've got to be aware of all that, because a lot of the capsules have cow, or I don't know another word for it, bovine gelatin in them.
Yeah.
So that's it with supplements. Now, what I want to go on to do next before I close is say, if you've watched both these videos and you've got to the end of the second one with me, thank you for staying with me, because I do waffle, I know I talk a lot, but this is really important to me and it's lovely to have you along for the ride. Please comment if you eat any whole foods, if you use it as part of your plan or whatever. I'm always interested to know what other people choose to do. Please comment if you don't. Please comment if you love your meat and you're happy with what you're doing, because that's great too. It's not all about me on this channel. But what I want to do at this point is say thank you for staying with me. This is an Instant Pot, a 6-quart Instant Pot. They're currently £84.99 on Amazon. And I'd like to give one away. Not this one, because this is mine, but I'd like to give one away. If you've got to this point in the video, then, you know, you're interested in what you're listening to. You're not just along for a cheap thrill or a quick ride or whatever, and you're not just come on to listen for 25 minutes to give me a dislike, hopefully. I think they're the people who come on quickly and do that. If you'd like an instant pot, and I know they're not for everybody, pressure cookers can be a bit scary and everything. It scared the life out of me when I got it a fortnight ago, until I used a bit of common sense and gumption and said to Joe, this is how you do it. Because the instruction book might as well have been in Greek. If you'd like an instant pot that's this size, from Amazon, delivered to your door, please leave a comment and say why you think you'd like it. It's not just a pressure cooker, it's a steamer, it's a slow cooker. It has, can you read the settings from there, Joe?
Not from here, it's got loads of different ones. But
yeah, it's got a grain cooker, it's got a rice
rice
cooker, it's got all sorts of things, and it's a dream to use. I mean, the week last Sunday I said to Joe, I'm making a vegetable chilli. He said, have you got a recipe? I said, no, but I don't need a recipe to make a vegetable chilli. Put it all together, put it in here, 7 minutes. So we're going now. Thanks for getting this far.
No, we're not going now. We've got a list of books to recommend you.
Sorry, Joe's got a list of books he's going to read. These are the books I've been reading lately, and you might find some. We're not going to give the authors, we're just going to give them the titles. You'd find them that way, but leave a comment if you would like to win an Instant Pot. 6-quart Instant Pot. Go, Joe, with the books.
Okay, the recommended books are Forks Over Knives, The China Study, The Starch Solution, Diet for a New America, Fibre Fueled, How Not to Diet, Secret to Ultimate Weight Loss, From Donuts to Potatoes, Your Body in Balance, Walking with Petey, Eat Shit and Die, Bosch, and Finding Ultra.
Yes, so Finding Ultra is Rich Roll's story to becoming a vegan. Bosch is about 2 guys who now are vegan chefs. They're on YouTube. Walking with Petey is lovely. It's about an overweight guy who gets an overweight dog and they get fit together. And Shell recommended that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for staying with us, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.